What's up, everybody? This is from the Depths Collectables coming at you with another toy haul. Now in this toy haul, we're going to talk about the stuff that we picked up in the last toy hunt, plus some stuff that we picked up on Black Friday, and some extra stuff that we picked up here and there along the way. So let's get into it. So first up is the wrestling figures that I picked up, and it was all AEW this week, guys, because it was an amazing time to pick up some AEW. It is hitting hard right now, so if you're a fan of AEW figures, go check your local stores because all the waves are hitting and they're hitting hard. So first up is the Target exclusive Sammy Guevara. I had to pick up Sammy Guevara because he is from my neck of the woods. He's from Houston, so I had to pick him up. I had to show the hometown heroes some love. Next up is the LJN Darby Allin. Now this one barely hit the shelves, guys. This is brand spanking new. And I was able to find one, and I'm super happy about finding this one because anything Darby Allin is getting bought up left and right. That guy is an icon. He is amazing. So I picked up this one. And speaking of Darby Allin, I found the Target exclusive Darby Allin. This thing is brand new. I was out there at Target on Black Friday checking out what they had, and they had a couple of Darby Allins there, guys. So I had to pick one up. This guy's going into my collection. I'm having a pretty good, batch of luck with Darby Allin figures lately, guys. But like I said, guys, anything Darby Allin gets bought up really quick. So if you see these on the shelf, pick them up because they're not going to last very long. So next up is Thunder Rosa. Now, this figure I was looking super hard for because Thunder Rosa is one of my favorite women's wrestlers in AEW right now. She did recently suffer an injury where she, had to kind of vacate her title because she was the women's, champion at the time. It does suck. I do wish her, all the best to get better and everything. I do love her because she's from Texas. She's from, I think San Antonio, I believe. And, she's Mexican, so, it's really close to home, everything. I love her aesthetic, the whole, Day of the Dead, Sugar Skull stuff. It's super awesome, and her wrestling is amazing. I love her, guys. I know she's a very kind of controversial figure when it comes to wrestling. Fans are always divided by, how a person wrestles and whatnot. But I personally love this woman. She is amazing. So I had to pick this one up, and it is the only one that I've found so far. I do live in Texas. I'm pretty sure she's super duper popular here because of that. It's very hard to find her figure. I am super happy that I did find this one. I'm hoping one day I might find a chase. Highly doubt it. When it comes to AEW figures, I'm horrible when it comes to finding chases. I might go ahead and get the ringside exclusive one that's out there. I might get that one too to make up for the fact that I might not be able to get the chase one. But it's super cool to have this one in my collection nonetheless. So next up is this Orange Cassidy. Now this Orange Cassidy is from Series 8. And he kind of looks exactly like the one from Series 3, which is really funny. The only difference is his t-shirt. And I don't care, guys. I love Orange Cassidy. His whole I don't give a shit gimmick is hilarious. I love it. And I picked this one up because I do not have this guy. I've never seen him in the stores. The only other one that I've seen, his glasses were kind of knocked off his face. So I didn't want to pick that one up. And I'm very happy about seeing this one in the stores because I finally got my hands on this Series 8 Orange Cassidy. To go with the Series 8 Orange Cassidy is this Series 8 Chris Jericho. Now this Chris Jericho I got for a steal at GameStop. Now you know that they're having this clearance deal where if you see the item is on clearance, you take 50% off that clearance tag. And that leads to some really steep discounts if you're lucky. And I found this Chris Jericho. It did not have a price on it. I thought it was brand new, so I asked them, what's the price on this, guys? So they scanned it for me and they were like, $9. It's on clearance right now. So I had to pick it up because I do not have this Chris Jericho and I have not seen it before. So if you're interested in AEW figures, guys, check your local GameStops because they're doing super deep discounts on a lot of AEW figures. If you have some holes in your collection, now's the time to fill them. So moving on to the G.I. Joe figures that I picked up, it's really rare for me to sit there and say that I picked up some G.I. Joe figures because it has been super dry out there when it comes to G.I. Joe. Now the G.I. Joe Classified series has been kind of lame with the rollout of the figures that they have. Lately, it has been nothing but peg warmers. Peg warmer, peg warmer, peg warmer everywhere that I go. You know, all I see is the Snake Eye movie stuff, or a bunch of Lady J, a bunch of, you know, Cobra Commander. Never anything that is worth picking up. And honestly, a lot of those figures are still sitting at full price for some reason. I feel like a lot of them can be, you know, cleared out if they were just dropped down to a decent price, like maybe 10 bucks a figure. Because I would pick up a couple of these figures for accessories and maybe even some customization options, you know? But at full price, I'm gonna stay away from them. It's the reason why a lot of people are staying away from them. It's the reason why a lot of these shelves are just filled to the brim with those figures. So the drought is over, and I'm happy to say that they actually put some other G.I. Joe classified figures out on the shelf. Now, if you're at Target, guys, you have noticed that they have put out some really cool Target exclusive figures. So let's start off with the Storm Shadow that I'm super happy that they actually released, and that is the OG Storm Shadow. Now, this is the one that I really like, the one that I really wanted, because Storm Shadow is a really cool character. All of the ninja characters in G.I. Joe are dope as hell. So, you know, I had to get this. I do want to get a Snake Eyes, and like I said, I would opt to get the Snake Eyes from the Snake Eyes movie, but not at full price, like I said. It would go awesome with the Storm Shadow, so it's really cool to have him. Now, moving on to something that I think is a Target exclusive, which is the Tiger Force sector of G.I. Joe Classified. Now, these are brand new. This is Outback, and I have one of the Cobra officers. Now, these two are not necessarily connected, but they're in the same wave. They're in the same line of waves that came out recently in Target. So I'm super happy about picking this guy up, because I was on the fence about picking him up the first time I saw him. And this figure in particular, for some reason, just catches my eye. Maybe it's the t-shirt with the tiger on it. Maybe it's the shovel, like, you know, the knives and all that stuff, the backpack, but something about this looks really dope, and I really want to take it out of the package. Now, moving on from that is this Cobra officer. Now, I really need some more bad guys and, like, you know, soldier grunt type people to fill out my collection, because I really don't have any of those characters. They do have the bats and the vipers from Tiger Force there also, if you guys are looking for any army building you know, characters or whatnot. It is really dope that these characters are all coming out like at the same time at Target. So if you're looking for these kinds of characters, guys, maybe some army builders, maybe some really cool accessories to go to other characters and whatnot, these are the figures to pick up, because these things are dope. So moving on to the Marvel Legends that I picked up, starting off with Spider-Noir and Spider-Ham. Now, this figure right here, guys, is a prime example of why this Hasbro pricing is getting kind of crazy when it comes to Marvel Legends. You know, I understand that there's two figures in this box, but $30 for what is technically considered a standard figure. You know, it's not a deluxe figure. It's not, you know, anything fancy in the box other than the fact that they're including Spider-Ham. It is ridiculous to price this at $30. Luckily, when I went there for Black Friday, Target was having a sale on certain toys, and I was able to get Spider-Noir and Spider-Ham here for 20 bucks, which is reasonable. You know, it's, you know, what you would expect to, you know, pay for, you know, a Marvel Legend. But nowadays, you know, you're more or less paying $25 to almost $30 per figure. And it's getting kind of crazy, guys, because they're not even, you know, including mini accessories or anything. Honestly, this box right here and this figure has the most accessories that I've seen in a Marvel Legend in a long time. You get Spider-Ham, you get an extra head, and a little pistol. You know, that's way more than I've seen included in a lot of other figures. So a prime example is this Black Panther here, which is from the Wakanda Forever wave. This is the comic book accurate version of T'Challa, and this figure only has 2 additional fists. That's it. You don't have anything else, nothing extra. I understand, you know, Black Panther doesn't really have, you know, much in effects or weapons or anything like that, but all you get is 2 fists, and this thing was $27, guys. But, like, you know, with tax and everything, it was $27. That is kind of ridiculous for something that is very basic. You know, there's not a lot of paint apps when it comes to Black Panther. All he is just 2 colors, black, and then he has gray for the for his gloves and his feet. That's it. It's kind of crazy, and I don't understand where the price is going. You know where the money is going, because they took away the plastic window to save money, but yet we're seeing more and more, you know, price increases when it comes to these figures. when it comes to Marvel Legends, I'm just gonna pick and choose the best ones and my most wanted ones out of the entire, series, because it's starting to get ridiculous to try to complete a wave or, try to build a Bath figure or something like that. Because back in the day, you could probably build an entire Bath figure off of like maybe like $100 or so. Nowadays, when you go in and try to buy an entire wave or try to piece together a wave for a Bath figure, you're paying upwards of almost $200. Like, the price tag is really starting to not justify these purchases, to be honest. Before, it used to be really easy to justify like a nice $20 purchase of a nice figure where you get a couple of accessories, the figure looks great, you can actually see the figure in the box, so you could choose whether or not, the paint app is what you want, or if the figure has all the pieces, or if the figure is even in the box. There's a lot of reasons why these, closed boxes really don't, change much of anything when it comes to saving any money. Obviously it's really hurting the collector more than anything. But honestly, I still love Marvel Legends, guys. I love these, characters. Some of these figures are really, really dope. I'm not going to keep these things in boxes anymore. The boxes aren't really, nice looking or anything like that. I really can't see the figure in the box, so I really want my figures to be out and at least be seen. With this, I'm just looking at a picture. I could just do that like on a phone or something like that. So last up is a figure that my brother picked up, and that is the Iron Spider. Now, like I said before, guys, when it comes to anything Spider-Man, it goes really, really fast. So as soon as this thing was announced, I really wanted to pre-order it, but the money wasn't right at the time. So I had to get lucky and find it out on the Target shelves. But my brother was the lucky one, and he was able to find a Target that had a couple of them. He picked up one for himself and one for me. So I'm super happy about getting this one because I knew it was going to be extra hard to find. Alright, moving on to something that I picked up because I really do love this character. And that is this War Greymon from the Anime Heroes line. When these things were announced, I knew I had to pick this one up because it has some potential with, customization options, and it's a really dope character. He does have a lot of potential when it comes to things like, customization and whatnot. His armor looks really cool. It could use some like maybe outlining and some panel work or something like that, but it has a lot of potential, guys. If you're a fan of Digimon and you're a fan of War Greymon, these guys are hitting Target shelves, and they're really, really dope, guys, so pick them up. Alrighty, moving on to some Star Wars stuff that I picked up this week with the Clone Wars cartoon series figures that have been hitting the shelves lately. Now, these things are super dope, guys. These are from the Clone Wars cartoon series. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch it. It is a masterpiece of Star Wars storytelling history. It was created by the same creator that created Samurai Jack and, Dexter's Lab. And it really shows in the character designs and stuff. So if you see these things out there, you're a fan of the Clone Wars series, pick these up, guys, because they're amazing. There is also a Mace Windu out there. I did not pick them up because, I had to be kind of frugal with my money. So I decided to pick up these two. But they're out there, guys, and they're hitting the shelves hard. When I say GameStop is having a big time clearance sale, I mean they're having a big time clearance sale. I went to a GameStop on Black Friday and they had a crazy deal on clearance items, and a ton of stuff was on clearance when I got there. So I had to pick up the stuff that I missed, and I picked up some stuff that I had not even seen before. So let's start off with the Nightwolf over here. Nightwolf was only $5, guys. Super deep discount. I've never seen a Nightwolf out there other than at GameStop. So picking them up for $5, perfect. That's a no-brainer. And we have the Boba Fett. Boba Fett was a little bit more on the expensive side, but I did get him for $20. It's a lot cheaper than the $36 I think that he usually goes for because he's a deluxe figure. But super cheap. Definitely going in my collection with my Boba Fett and my Mandalorian figures. Next up is the Retro Card Loki, which was at a super deep discount at only $12. It was $22 on clearance. So that was a no-brainer because I've never even seen one of these Lokis out there in the wild, not even at a GameStop. I'm going to take this guy out. He does have a little bit of a smudge on the chest or whatever, but that's, totally fine. It's the reason why I'm taking him out. And next up is this TMNT Power Rangers crossover of Michelangelo and April O'Neil. Now this thing is awesome because I was trying to collect all of the 2-packs of the TMNT Power Rangers crossover, and the only one I was able to find was the Casey and Raph 2-pack, and I haven't seen any of the other ones. So seeing this one on clearance was a no-brainer. I had to pick this thing up. It was only 27 bucks, I think 25. I think these things are like 40-50 bucks. So half off of whatever clearance it was. I think it was like 40 bucks on clearance. So I think I got it $20. And that's perfect because it's going to go into the TMNT Power Ranger collection deal. And finally, I picked up a different version of Loki, which is the female version of Loki. I actually really wanted to pick this one up because this figure looks amazing. I like this one. They did a great job at capturing a really good likeness for Loki, the female version of Loki. I like that it has like the metallic dress and everything. It looks like chainmail almost. It's really cool. So this one's gonna come out of the thing also because the plastic at the bottom on the corner is shattered, so it's basically open. It's the reason why I'm gonna take it out also, so it's gonna be really cool. I'm really happy about picking up all of these, and especially picking up all of these on clearance. Alright, last up is some DC Multiverse goodness with this Hush figure and Ghostmaker. Now, I'm super happy about picking these up because I got Hush on a super deep discount at GameStop for only 6 bucks. He was at a super deep discount for some reason. I believe it's because not many people like this version of Hush because I guess underneath the trench coat isn't much of a body. It's only like a torso, there is no midsection. But it's still a cool character to pick up. And I finally found Ghostmaker. I have not found a single one of these figures out there in the wild. I really needed this figure because I really wanted his katanas for a custom figure that I'm trying to do. I know that's kind of a weird reason to pick up an entire figure just for its accessories. This is the only way that I could find a katana that is in scale with the character that I'm trying to make. So I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to take his katanas from him. If I could get another Ghostmaker, that'd be great. He's really awesome. They did a great job on this figure. I really want to take him out and check the articulation on him, because he does have those baggy pants at the bottom. They're kind of baggy and bunched up at the knees. So I want to see how good the knees bend and what kind of poses he can get, because he is a ninja, so you got to get some ninja poses in there. So we will take him out, maybe do a little bit of review on him before I take his katanas from him. That's all for this week, guys. It was another great haul and another great hunt. If you like these kinds of videos, be sure to hit like on this video and subscribe to From the Depths Collectibles, because we do all kinds of stuff like toy hauls, toy hunts, and something I call the Custom Corner, which I take some of the figures that I have and customize them the way that I like it. So with that being said, I'm From the Depths Collectibles, and I'll see you guys next time.